This is Music with Mason here. I'm currently at Skylark with an amazing guest right here. I am here with the one and only Tone DeBoss.
Hey, wake up and get it. Haters get mad because they see I'm winning. We on the stage, we in the building, the arena is cheering. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. With the squad, everyone feel us. Reach for the stars, there ain't no feelings. Beating the odds, y'all gotta feel it. Do it for y'all, we win it, we win it, we win it. Won the first time, then we ran it back. And if we win again, they gon' have a heart attack. 3 times, 4 times, what we calling that? We so far ahead, this is our victory lap.
What up?
How are you, Tone?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good, living life, feeling blessed and highly favored, and making some moves, making some things happen.
That's right. And for those of you who don't know, Tone is the CEO of T1 Entertainment, which is also the founder, and he is the host of the Iowa Music Awards. He's also created things like Summer Jam, and he's also one of the hosts on the TNT Podcast. So, Tone, it is an honor to have you here. You went down here to do something with your family, so it is awesome to have you here. First time? No, it's not the first time. You've recorded one of your albums here at Skylark, right?
Yeah. We've recorded quite a few things, but one of my biggest records is called Black Excellence. We recorded right over in the next room with DJ K Young, M. Dubai, and Alicia Monet. So we spent a lot of time there. We also used to record here with Juan Vasquez. Shout out Air Force One. One of the songs he recorded here made it to our most recent album, a song called Falling Out of Love with Tevin Jones. So spent a lot of time in this location as well as Davenport. I'm here every other week. My daughter Naya has become a student of Essence W Dance. I met Essence in Cedar Rapids, and she's performed at the last 2 Iowa Music Awards. And it's really cool how like everybody's connected somehow, and like we're all growing and, you know, kind of building a music community together.
I know, and I just want to point out something I wanted to let you know is that I really think you are one of the big fundamental pieces of this today and age when it comes to Iowa and musicians, because not a lot of people have a place to show off their skills when it comes to music. So I think you took a really big step in helping others move forward with what they're passionate about when it comes to metal or country, R&B, pop, indie. It doesn't matter. You're the one that's able to help them open their doors. So I just want to say thank you so much for, taking your time to do this for all of us.
Well, thank you for acknowledging that. And it's definitely grown quite a bit in the last few years. Like for the longest, I was only focused on hip hop. Then we expanded to R&B. And then we were doing Summer Jam where we were getting all the genres of artists reaching out from all over Iowa. And after a few years of that, we felt it was time to award people and do the Iowa Music Awards. And because we've created these platforms, not only does it give those different genres and artists opportunities and spotlight that they normally don't have, it's also creating a networking space for them to collaborate, meet each other. A lot of people are working together with artists that are in not only just a different category from them, but also artists that may live 3-4 hours away. They haven't met until they came to a T1 event like the Iowa Music Awards, Iowa Summer Jam. And then also I'm doing a Sunday showcase series. I do one event every month at CSPS Hall in my hometown, Cedar Rapids.
That's right. And I was just recently at CSPS Hall for Nick with 2Ks and not Bukilo. Big Tio.
Yeah.
I was there for their event when they released their newest, Feed the Souls.
Yes. Yeah.
It was really great. I got 6 artists over there, so it was awesome. So it was really cool to be over there for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are awesome. I actually had the privilege of hosting some of their first shows, and one of our T1 events is actually how I believe, you mentioned Bukilo, but Bukilo and Big Tio met each other, and now they're in a group together, but it was at like a T1 event. So again, that's the point of this is collaboration. Not only do I want artists to find people that they're going to work with, but maybe they'll build a business or a partnership with each other, and a group or an album, like everything to come of it is like, I'm grateful for that. That's the win right there. A lot of other stuff comes with trying to create these platforms. It can be stressful. It definitely is costly. But at the end of the day, it's completely worth it for me just to create the experience, the environment, people meeting for the first time, people connecting with people they've been fans of but haven't had an opportunity to reach out or see them in person. And we provide the platforms.
It's amazing, especially with all the events. I just also want to point out you're also a host for a number of different events. Some events I want to point out are the Country Showdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Cedar Rapids and Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What do you remember about Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm a non-smoker, so it's Drinksgiving for me.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just something that we've done every year. Just the night before Thanksgiving is a cool night to have family in town and kind of just let loose and have fun because none of us work the next day. So Drinksgiving is definitely a tradition we'll be bringing back next year. And then our country showdown was really an amazing event. It meant a lot to me because we got to perform at the biggest country venue in town that's been established for quite some time as like the popping place to go in town. And for them to allow us, and we just started doing urban country music. So it's still country, but it's like a little hip hop twang to it.
Right.
And to allow us an opportunity to perform and bring in actual country artists and new artists that haven't performed very much before, to do that at that establishment on a Friday night was one of the coolest things I'll be able to say I've done in my career.
So when did you begin DJing? What was it that got you to be towards this passion, and what made you want to continue?
Yeah. So the music has always been a part of my life. And what's crazy is I've done music now, it's going on like 22 years. So, as a kid, I just started out with hip hop music just as a rapper. It started really with poetry, turned that into lyrics, did that for a while. And then I started a family. So at that point, I kind of put the dream of being a hip hop artist to the side. I had my daughter, Naya. Hi, Naya. She's here with us. But music was still in me. So I wanted to get that out somehow because it's art. It's a form of expression. So I transitioned from a hip hop artist, to pretty much family man, but then found an outlet through DJing. I was offered an opportunity at the, career I was working at the time, to DJ. They actually gave me my first DJ job or DJ gig, which is really cool because that picked up so much that I was able to leave that job based off an opportunity they gave me. So everything in my life tends to come full circle. So I DJ'd for a few years, but there were still artists that wanted some of my resources that could use my help. And, a big dream while I was DJing is to do the music awards someday. And I sat down with like label A&Rs and executives from Sony, Universal, and Rock Nation. And they advised start T1 Entertainment as a company that throws events. Don't start with the music awards as your first event. Build a team, create a label, share your knowledge from when you were an artist with new up and coming artists. And I did that, and I started managing artists and putting them on a rocket really to all of my resources and all my connections so they can be successful. And some of those artists today were able to also quit their jobs and just do music now full time. And they are still down and do music with me today. So it started as rap. Then it went to family man, then to DJ, then to manager, and then 2020 when the world changed for everybody, another full circle moment. The only outlet I really had was music, so I got right back into rap, and since then I've reached over 1 million streams, a few million views. We had a song called Give Me My Ring that reached not only the WNBA, but the champions used it. And then the Golden State Warriors picked up the song 3 months later. I also did another song called Victory Lap, which was picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs when they won the Super Bowl, and then got to perform during the Super Bowl parade.
That's really crazy to think about how your music went all the way up to professional sports, which is crazy to think about as well when it was during the victory parade, right?
Yeah, the Super Bowl parade in Kansas City. They had reached out right after the Chiefs won. It was the same. It's so crazy. It's I still feel very lucky, but I guess the best way to express it is I'm just blessed. But the team that picked us up for the Give Me My Ring song were working with the Golden State Warriors, and they had selected our Give Me My Ring song. And then the next year, like luck, coincidence, just a blessing, they are based out of Kansas City. So when Kansas City Chiefs won, they reached out to me like, hey, you've got this song, another song that we'd like to use. Is it okay? And I'm like, hell yeah. And they're like, well, if you come up, we can get you a performance during the parade and get footage. And brought the team out there. It was all over the paper and obviously the news and everything. So it just all worked out, like all the stars aligned to get me to where I'm at, and that helps me help other artists and motivate them kind of to shoot for the stars. And it really can happen, whatever your biggest desires are. If you work for them, if it's not luck, it's consistency. And that's one thing I can always guarantee to bring to the table is a top tier level of consistency. I just helped my guys get a plaque this year for their first plaque, actually. But we did an album together called T1 All Stars, and it hit over 500,000 streams this year within 6 months of it being out. So they were able to get plaques from the mayors of Waterloo and Cedar Falls at the Music Awards this year.
That's crazy. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So let's go back in time to one of your first songs called Free. Yeah. What is it about, and what does it have? Well, like, what kind of impact does it have on you?
Yeah. So Free is a really crazy record because it's really manifestation. I think it still today is my biggest record. I think it's close to 100,000 streams by itself. And I wrote the song when I was going through a tough time. I still wasn't through that time. I was going through it as I wrote it. And it wasn't even supposed to be out. But I was recording for the first time in years. And my friend just so happened pop by. He walks in unannounced, and I always yell at him. Like, he'll just literally walk in my door and just make himself comfortable, check the fridge. And this time I was recording myself, which I honestly hate doing. So I would hit record in one room, our engineer room, and then I'd run all the way to the booth, and then I'd do a take. And I kept messing up while doing it, and I'm not a comfortable singer, but I kept going back in there. And the last time I went in there, I sang it, and I was happy with it. And then somebody clicked the button and said, do it again. I was like, what the hell? So my friend had walked in, saw what I was doing, loved what I was doing. Not only helped me finish the record, but we linked up with an engineer that made it sound incredible. And then at that point, we were like, we should do an album, and that'll help me get through my tough times. So I wrote lyrics. Basically, this was during COVID. So I wrote lyrics about what life will be like after COVID, and kind of manifested what it'll be to really feel free. And when I did that record, almost everything I talked about in that song ended up coming true. Again, it's still biggest record today. Me and my partner in rhyme right now, Tevin Jones, we just dropped an actual album for TNT. So we do a podcast, and we just dropped an album. And he just did an amazing remix to my song Free, and I did a remix to his biggest single, Hittin' Though. And it's been crazy. So that song still impacts me today. I've got live versions recorded of it. We're going to do some other renditions of it as well. But that song will be one of those that just means the most to me the rest of my career.
What can you say about Big Bang DBT?
Hey, you did your homework. That's awesome. So as I mentioned, I started rapping about 22 years ago, and the only reason I was able to rap is because of my group. They were already established, but Big Bang DBT. Our mentor, who really was a father figure in my life for most of my life. I didn't meet my biological father until I was like 26, but from the ages, I would say about 14 to even this past Saturday, he came out to one of my shows. He's just been a mentor and somebody that really helped mold me, not only as an artist, but as a man, as a father. So I want to shout out Anthony T. Tony T is what he goes by. And he still has records he produced for us on some of our newest projects. But he was our producer, engineer. He'd make the beats, gave us free studio time as kids, kept us off the streets, and really showed us what hard work was about, and constantly told us that anything is possible. And we'd show him cool stuff and like, you could do that, you could be doing that, you could be doing that. And like, telling me that at that young age has made that my mentality to this day. Everything I see, everything that I enjoy, it's like I can do that, and I make it happen, and it benefits a lot of people. So Big Bang was our group. So me, Chuck, Zaya, Jory James, we had this group where we would sing, rap, and we'd perform all over town. And it's crazy because one of the songs that went viral is our most embarrassing song to me. But we have a song called SpongeBob Ready, and it went insanely viral. I think it accumulated over 1 million views. And this is before viral was like a normal thing. This is YouTube. This is no algorithm. Like, naturally, everybody's watching it. Everybody's sharing it. And it became a big record that caught the attention of some major players in the industry. So we had got offered deals. We were getting radio play in Atlanta. We ended up moving to Atlanta at some point. We were working with some of the biggest industry DJs. We had celebrities hop on songs with us, like Wiz Khalifa. We had artists from Young Money, artists from G Unit work with us. Nate Dogg, before he passed away, we got to do a song with him. So that group not only taught me things about life, but skyrocketed our music career. And even today, although we all don't do music in the same capacity, like Chuck has, now he's my producer who, was a part of the group as a rapper. And we have kids that not only play together, but we turned Big Bang DBT from a music group to now it's a nonprofit organization. Monthly we throw events. This month we'll be throwing a Christmas dinner, which is free food, entertainment for families in need. And we'll be providing toys, and I'm doing a toy drive the end of this week, actually. And we're also accepting like donations of hats, scarves, gloves to help people in need. Chuck runs sports organizations for our youth, just teaching them discipline, hard work, and just being a role model. We do neighborhood cleanups. We fill up the My Little libraries with books. I do a Father's Day daddy-daughter dance. We do a Mother's Day give back. We really try to focus on families, family-oriented events, and bringing everybody together and providing a need for our community that raised us and gave us so much. We use the Big Bang name now just to give back.
That's really cool. And that's really awesome work because you turned your original group into this really helpful organizations, which is really awesome. A really big highlight for you.
Yeah. It's really us just trying to pay it forward. Iowa has done so much for us. I originally was born in Chicago and in a real bad neighborhood and didn't have a lot. We were like 8-9 family members deep in a 1-bedroom apartment. So to move to Iowa and get these opportunities to do what I love, from living in an apartment with 8 people to owning an 8-bedroom house, and it's just off of, hard work and music and dedication. I owe Iowa everything. So it's the reason I do the Summer Jam events, the Iowa Music Awards, and they're not big events where we profit. We don't make a ton of money off of these. It's usually something where we just give our all and we all invest. And now I do shout out our sponsors that make these events happen and help us, but really it's just out of pocket and it's from the ground up. Everything that we do is really to give back because we were blessed with this opportunity in this great state to provide for our families, and we want to make it where, I was told as a young artist that to make it out of Iowa, you got to move out of Iowa, and I don't believe in that anymore. Like, I believe we can make it in Iowa, and with the internet and the way that we can connect with so many people, I want to make this more than what people call a flyover state. I want this to be a destination.
I agree. I think Iowa's really underrated if people don't give it a chance as much, but yeah, I agree. Something else I want to mention, some of your very first events. What can you say about the Lou LaRoe event in 2017?
Oh, man.
At the Marion Square Park.
I honestly don't even remember that. That's crazy.
It was a school event.
Okay. Man, I'm sure I was DJing. I've DJ'd probably over a couple hundred events now since 2017. I would say if we want to go back to what I consider like our first events, like we originally did Iowa Summer Jam in 2011, and then we brought it back in 2018 once I started T1 Entertainment. So if we're going back to the earliest event, I would say let's talk about the T1 launch party in 2018. So what I remember from that was like the universe telling us we're in the right space. We were over capacity. The venue, we were only supposed to be renting upstairs. We had to use the upstairs, the downstairs. It was no drama, nothing but fun, good vibes, good times. All the same people from that date, March 2018, I still work with to this day, 6 years later. A lot of those same people, the people that's helping me do the Sunday showcase at CSPS is the same people I booked our original launch party through in 2018. So we keep good relationships, we produce good results, and we know that we do these things for a good cause. So, the start of things in 2018 to where we are today in 2024 really shows that we're not only on the right path, but we work with the right people, and we want to continue moving forward and bringing great events like we did with our first one.
100%, yeah. What can you say about Fun Dip?
Oh man, that's a good record
with Trippie Redd.
Yeah. So I do always start when I talk about it, clearing it up. I don't have Trippie Redd on speed dial. I'm not sure if he recognizes me, if he sees me. Very busy guy, very famous guy. But I was blessed with the opportunity to do a record with him. The record Fun Dip. That one actually may have beat free in streams now, but it is doing crazy numbers. I think we dropped it last summer. I know I sat on it for a while before we released it. We had to make sure it was the right time and everything was in order, and had to get a lot of clearance in order to even put that record out. So I know I did it maybe in 2022 is probably when I recorded it, and couldn't even release it without the clearances until 2023. But that record, even yesterday, I got a notification it's getting played on Midwest Mixtapes Radio, so 103.7. I think it's Rockford, Illinois. The Beat, they are actually spinning that song in rotation now. But that record, definitely another thing that changed the trajectory of my career, is collaborating with Trippie Redd, very popular artist that is major in the industry, and for me to have the opportunity to do a song with him definitely changed a lot about my career. Again, I've been blessed with these opportunities working with industry artists, DJs. It's something that caught the attention of DJ Who Kid, which is 50 Cent's DJ from G Unit, and 50 Cent's always been a big inspiration of myself. So for me to catch the attention of his DJ, it ended up leading to a whole mixtape that I got to do with DJ Who Kid. And I got crazy play on Shade 45 radio. And, it's only been up since doing the song with Trippie. It's opened even more doors. I have even more features that I haven't released yet, but people have reached out, and it's put me in conversations with bigger artists.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if this name means anything to you. What can you remember about Ridiculous Uncle Rick?
That's my uncle. My Uncle Rick, he's amazing, a big inspiration. He started me doing music at a very young age, even before I was 14 and I felt like professionally doing music. Uncle Rick would be sitting me down in freestyle circles and telling me I gotta spit too, and I was like 5 years old. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, Uncle Rick, ridiculous. He's a real funny guy. He inspired my Water Free Friday events that we just started doing. Every Friday he calls it Water Free Friday and does these ridiculous posts and skits and videos. So I want to bring some of his energy out here to Iowa from Chicago, and he's just all good energy, all good vibes, and a good time. One of my latest slogans as a DJ is, I don't come to your party, I am the party. Uncle Rick taught me that. He is the party. Every time we go to Chicago, me and all the guys clown about Club Rick, because we'll just be in his apartment and all night it's just until like 5, 6 in the morning, nonstop, a good time. So shout out to Uncle Ridiculous Rick.
For sure. And what can you say about the Break Room?
Yeah, Break Room was my first venue where I started DJing as a resident DJ. I want to shout out Job. He gave me my first real chance. And again, this goes back to when I started DJing from GoDaddy doing their holiday party in 2015 to Job offering me a residency at Break Room. I know they've renovated the place, so it's no longer the Break Room, but that place will always hold a special place in my heart because, although music is how I I feed my family now, and I was able to walk away from my career to just do music. A big part of that is the funds that I get from DJing, you know. So I do the DJing, I do management, I do graphic design, but I don't think any of that, I would say at least 50% of the revenue I make and feed my daughters with is the revenue I get from DJing. So the more gigs I get, the better, but without Break Room giving me my first residency and opportunity and getting to really learn how to DJ, you know, I'm forever grateful for that location.
Yeah. Is it true your uncle does security?
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Lewis. Uncle Lewis has been my security, my door guy. But he's a big teddy bear. Like, I don't want any situations to happen, so don't approach him just because he's got a security shirt on. Like, I don't want to have to stop by a bit and handle it myself. Like, Uncle Lewis is my heart. He's my everything, man. And he really also helped raise me, be the man I am today. But you know, he don't play. So when you see him at the door, you know, show respect. And he makes sure that everybody is there for what they should be there for, and we're all here for a good time. So you'll see him, and he'll be me mugging, and he's serious about his position in T1, but he, you know, it's really, that's Uncle Lou, and I love him with all my heart. So, and I appreciate him being there since day one as well.
For sure. And another thing about T1 is the calendar. Do you remember releasing a calendar?
Yeah. And I've been thinking about bringing it back for 2025. We did a calendar in 2018. Well, I think we dropped it 2019, but we did a calendar shoot, which had the T1 originals on there, which is Lou Kane, Ike Midas, Alicia Monet, my very first artist that believed in me and gave me a chance and allowed me to even start T1, and Isaac Jordan. So we all started T1 together, and we're still family. We're still boys. We're still, you know, Alicia just showed up to our show Saturday just to support, but she's been a big part of the Iowa Music Awards every year. And, you know, Ike Midas, I think we are actually working on our first collaboration album, just us two. He's the one that's on the Give Me My Ring record. So all the numbers and stats belong equally to him as well. So it's really cool that we're able to start something so long ago and still prosper from it and still stay connected. And we all still work together. Another cool fact, Isaac Jordan actually did a song with my sister, who's never publicly released music or performed live. And it's really cool that I gave him, you know, his chance in 2018, and he's skyrocketed. And then he open the doors for my sister, which honestly I should have did, but she's just really shy, and you know, when it's family, you guys have a certain relationship. So you know, he got her out of her shell, which is something I've been wanting to do my whole life. So you know, everything comes full circle. You know, when you pay it forward, eventually that comes back around, and it continues to do so in my life.
For sure. I also want to go to something called Let It Fly Media.
Yeah.
What is Let It Fly Media?
Yeah, those are the guys that put me on really with the Give Me My Ring and the Victory Lap records. They work with major sports teams such as Golden State Warriors, such as the Kansas City Chiefs. I actually got to tour their offices a couple months ago and meet them in person for the first time. I dropped them off a few bottles of Casa Amor tequila. Shout out to another sponsor of ours, Casa Amor tequila. So yeah, Let It Fly, amazing guys, and they're so cool, and their building and location is awesome. Definitely something to check out if you're ever in Kansas City. And it's so cool that, you know, the way the world works, they ended up finding me. But if I, like, my grind and my hustle isn't like we take advantage of the internet, and we try to do our research. Like, okay, who's going to do this? Who's the DJ here? Who's in charge of this? And who handles NBA 2K? So our song, Give Me My Ring, we actually submitted to a pool of music for NBA 2K. It didn't get accepted, but they heard it from that pool. And then they were able to present it to the Golden State Warriors, who then used the record, and then they reached out, and we've done another record, which was Victory Lap, and they used that. So shout out to Let It Fly Media.
What can you say about Jefferson High School?
Jefferson is where I graduated from. I was a little bit of I'm trying to keep it clean, and my daughter's here, so I don't want to cuss. But I slept around high schools, so I started Dunbar High School in Chicago. Then I went to Washington High School. I had a really, really great year at Metro Alternative High School in Cedar Rapids, and then I graduated early from Jefferson High School. So I went to 4 different high schools, and even went to Jeff while also attending Kirkwood Community College. So I got an early start in college while in high school, and ended up graduating 2 terms early. I remember being like on the dean's list and getting medals and stuff when I graduated. I don't even remember what they were for. All I know is I worked really hard, and that translated over to the music and translated into my career now.
Is it true you like WWE?
Oh, man, I am the biggest WWE fan. You really did your homework. Like, great job. Like, shout out to this guy. Shout out to Mason. Get your interview. This is crazy that you know that. Naya knows it, too. We watch not only WWE every week, twice, sometimes 3 times a week, but we've went to several shows. We've been to so many WWE shows that sometimes when they come to Iowa, they hire me to be a part of the audience and to fill seats and whatnot. So I own like 10 belts or so. I've one of my dreams now, I got the NBA, I got the NFL. I just had a song play on on cable television for ESPN and hockey and all this other stuff. My biggest dream right now is somehow get my music to the WWE. Once that happens, I'm sorry, I can die. I'm happy. All dreams have been accomplished. So if I get my music there, and what's crazy is one of the people that I recently collaborated with is Stevie Stone, who does some music for WWE. He does about 3 of my favorite wrestlers' theme songs, and me and him just did a song together. So I might be this close. I know I'm on my way. I know the right people. Like I said, I work with them, and I watch, and I'm a big fan. WWE is a big part of me and my family's life. Shout out to Uncle Lewis. He introduced me to WWE.
For sure. And I also want to mention, go back to when you were talking about meeting Mayor Hart from Waterloo. How many mayors have you met in person?
Yeah, so with Mayor Hart, and then he also introduced me to Mayor Loddick of Cedar Falls. 2 mayors in person. However, the second year of the Iowa Music Awards, we did get a proclamation from Mayor Tiffany O'Donnell from Cedar Rapids. So technically in person, 2 mayors, 3 mayors know of me. And even to this day, I imagine in this lifetime and the way I grew up and the environment I grew up, I expected to meet 0 mayors. That's just normally not in the cards for the life that I was kind of dealt. And, I think it's one of the biggest accomplishments of my life. And it may not mean much to anybody, but to me and from where I come from, you don't get to meet mayors every day. And not only did we meet those mayors, they gave us proclamations, giving us, a day in their city that will be acknowledged and celebrated. They shared the stage with us at the Iowa Music Awards. And something else super cool about this journey of mine is with these mayors, I now share a cover of a magazine, which is another one of my dreams. But we're on the cover of Soul Town magazine that's based out of LA. And one of the main writers and editors, she actually attended the Iowa Music Awards and was so impressed that she graced us with the cover of the magazine.
Of course. We're down to our final couple of questions here, Tone. So just another one. What can you say about being a part of the 319 Festival?
Oh, 319 Fest. That is my boy Shy Song, or 309 Fest is Shy Songwriter. 319.
That's Teo and Nick.
Well, 319's finest is Teo, Boo, Nick, D. Russ. And then the 319 Fest, I believe, was Jason Zabornik. And I got to perform there a few years back. I think it was actually, I've DJ'd it, I performed there, and I provided stage. So if he ever wants to bring it back, I'd love to be more involved. I kind of like, he would have 319 Fest and I'd have Summer Jam. So it was kind of like 2 different shows that kind of had the same goals. But I love that we were able to work together on both events and make it a collaborative thing and not like compete against each other. Even if we had like the same artists on both shows, it's just more opportunities for Iowa artists and more great events for them to be a part of. And I definitely had a blast there.
Absolutely. And another thing, a Klazik song. Were you on Classic? Were you on a classic song?
Yes. Jeez, you are really good, man. Right now, one of the biggest records I'm pushing is a song called "Get to You" by Classic. And the feature on there outside of me is DJ Luke Nasty, who has these really, really amazing records. I've been a fan since these records came out years ago, but he's got the songs On the Way and Might Be. And the songs, like, again, I've been bumping them for years, and we ended up doing a showcase in Wisconsin. We did a Wisconsin Dell Summit. And some of the people there was like Troy Taylor, Andre Williams from Universal and Rock Nation, and the other judge there was DJ Luke Nasty. And I couldn't believe that. And I'm like, dude, I just want to be able to shake his hand. Not only did I shake his hand, take a picture with him, get his contact information. Classic won the competition, won a free verse from him. So then we get him down to Cedar Rapids. I'm not even supposed to be on the song, and like he had already did a song, so we felt like he was probably tapped out, and we did a show with him. So we were just going to take him to the airport. He's like, nah, stop at the studio. We're doing this record. We do the record, and my boy Classic, and this is like how, again, full circle is like the theme of my life, but you know, Classic didn't know what was going on in Wisconsin Dells. I was like, just come with me. Like, he didn't know that, like, I paid to be a part of it. Like, I didn't tell him, I didn't ask for reimburse or anything. I've never even brought it up to him that I paid for it. And I'm only bringing it up now because it's full circle that I did that for him and he ended up winning. He gets the verse and then he allows me to be on the record, which he did not have to do. Like, it could have just been Classic and DJ Luke Nasty. And now that record is the most radio play I've ever gotten in my 20-something year music career. And that's all come full circle from me bringing him to a showcase of people he didn't even know, doing the record. And then, like, we almost didn't get the record with Luke because he was already at the studio and did another one. And I just kind of pushed for it, like, hey, man, if you're down, let's just knock it out. And he's like, yeah, we got to stop at the studio, like, and we get it done. And, one of the biggest records. So big shout out to Classic.
And of course, if we go back to what you said about radio play, you've been on a couple of radio stations locally and in the Iowa area. Yeah. Like Z1029, yep. Then you've been on US 1049, and then you've also been on a few news stations like KWWL. Yep. You've also been on Fox 28 and ABC 9.
Yeah. I'm building relationships, and they're not really like, yes, obviously it's great that I'm a part of it and I'm interviewed and our songs are getting played, but these are relationships that I want to pass on to other artists. When we do these shows, like, again, we got this showcase this Sunday in Cedar Rapids where it's me, it's Tevin Jones, it's Matty Block Music, it's Cold Saint, it's Quarter, it's 3J, and a lot of these guys are younger than me and just getting started or early in their career. Some guys are older than me, but like earlier in their career than I am. It's important for me to break down these barriers and take these chances and shake these hands, not for my music career, but so I can open the doors and open the gates that, there were people gatekeeping before and there were people that didn't have access to these things. One of my favorite people is a group that I manage, Matty Block Music. They, when we first met, they're gangster rap, and they're like, I'm not going to be on the news. I'm not going to be, in a suit. I'm not going to be a guy that you have at these award shows. And I got them one of the coolest news interviews, and then they're in the paper, and I got them in suits at the award show, and then I got them on stage with me at these shows, and it's things that they look at the life that they've lived and the opportunities they didn't have and all the setbacks and things and people that have tried to hold them back, and I show them that it's all possible, and we break these barriers, and we do things in your life that you felt like you may have deserved or wanted and worked for, but nobody has opened the door, pointed you in the right direction. That's who I am. That's who I want to be. I want to continue to help people have these opportunities and accomplish their dreams like I got to do mine.
And that is what makes you specifically more unique than every other person I've interviewed, is that you open doors for others while others open the doors for themselves. You create opportunities for other people to do what they love and give them more of open space to do what they love, which is what is great about you specifically.
Thank you, man. And I want to keep growing. I want to keep expanding. I'd love to partner more right here at Skylark. Like, I'm here every other week already with my daughter, I'm looking at new places for the Iowa Music Awards. We move it around every year, so I'd love to have it in the Quad Cities, this coming year. Or, we've also had some offers from Des Moines, but I like to move it around that way. Everybody feels that they're acknowledged, recognition is given to the hometown heroes, but also so we're spreading the word about what we're doing. The more we move around, the more people hear about it, the more people can get involved and get their shine, and then there's more networking opportunities for us to grow and collaborate, not just artists, but small businesses, studios, and other places all throughout the state of Iowa. So, I love trying to put on, not for myself, but for everybody. And I love giving people new opportunities, and I love helping, small businesses grow. We try to plant the seeds to help these businesses grow.
And that's what I like. I like having Iowa be lifted from this, random state that America has into being something that people can look forward to, which is what I want to try to promote as well as you. Yeah. But you're doing a hell of a good job right now.
Hey, you're killing it too, man. This is so great. I've done countless interviews where I'm introducing myself from the beginning and they know nothing about me, and you knew everything from Big Bang to my secret admiration. It's not secret, but I love WWEs, and no one's ever asked me about that. That gets me so excited to even hear someone else bring that up. But, you knew my uncles, you did your research. You should work for a secret service or something. You will know everything they need to know immediately. That's so awesome. So really, really thank you. I appreciate you. I hope I can have more people on your platform, because it feels good to be acknowledged. It feels good that somebody did do their homework and they see the work that, we're doing. So thank you. Please keep going. Please let me send more artists your way, and let's just grow this thing.
I would be honored. I would absolutely be honored to have this continue. Yeah. It's honestly a passion. This started out as a homework project in college, and I decided to keep doing it. You should. So I probably won't stop for the next couple of years. So I'll keep going. Thank you. But we're going on to our last few questions. These are our final ending questions. To start off, what is the future for you, Tone? Are we going to be seeing, I know we're going to be seeing more Iowa Music Awards, but what is in the works for you, for your music, for your DJ, for your business, for anything? What is in the future for you?
Yeah, it's more mentorship for sure. I'll go a couple ways. So, event-wise, we want to do more events about things I'm passionate about, and we've talked, somehow even incorporated our own style of professional wrestling, WWE. But there's other things that I'm into, like anime, that doesn't really have a lot of representation for people that look like me or people that are a part of my culture. And I want to create an event that brings those kind of people out. There's events, of course we'll continue with the music awards, but I don't want to stop with, all right, I got that, I'm good. No, let's keep building platforms that we're lacking here in Iowa. And again, let's continue making this a place that people come and making it a destination. So everything from wrestling, anime, we just did a basketball tournament. I'm horrible at basketball, but I enjoy it, and I enjoy, giving those people a space to play and kind of, do something productive and have fun. So we did a basketball tournament. We might do a boxing, event, and there's artists. And one thing I really try to promote is I want everything to be neutral. I want every T1 event to be Switzerland. We've never had, a fight or altercation at my event. And we've had over 100 plus big events. The last music awards had almost 1,000 people, probably more. And not a single fight broke out. No one got hurt. And we didn't even have live security there. It's just good environment, good people, good energy, and I want to keep providing stuff like that. So event wise, we're gonna try a bunch of crazy stuff. Artist wise, I've got these sync placements, and that's made me feel amazing and accomplished. I want to provide opportunities for other artists like I felt. So I'm not only more sync placements, but sync placements for my team. But I'll go as far as making a movie and having a soundtrack to that movie where artists get placement and they get paid to be a part of that and provide music for it. One of my biggest partners I want to shout out is Soundbox Recording Studio out in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I'd love to have you come out there and check that out. But I want to provide more opportunities for them and even do like a monthly Soundbox social where artists come in and get free studio time and we all just record and we collaborate and network. Beat battles, I've been asked by multiple producers if I would be the person to set it up. My business partner, Tevin Jones, he's got this Versus series he's letting me try out next month, and we're going to do that in Iowa City, and we're going to bring it to Des Moines and just have different artists showcase each other's talent. But yeah, man, what's next in the future? I mean, it's bigger, different events. It's movies, magazines, it's more online social media, more graphic design stuff, and just helping more people.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to you and all of your creations so far. So I'm excited to see more.
Thank you. I'm excited to do more.
So our final question for you, Tone, is what would you tell the young and aspiring musicians and DJs and performers who want to do what they love and be in the shoes that you are currently, sitting in?
Yeah. It's hard work. It's staying positive. It's staying focused. It's not letting things distract you. Beef, women, or someone of the opposite sex. So, like that, those things come with it. But find your passion. Work hard towards your passion. You're never too old. You're never too young. Collaborate. I want to be known as the king of collaboration. I want to work with everybody. I want to work in every studio. I want to have music of every genre. If you listen to our latest album, TNT Season 2, the album is partnered with our podcast where we talk about traveling and struggle and triumph and things of that nature. We have an album that represents that, and that album has our first time doing country music, our first time really experimenting with alternative rock, and obviously we have our specialties, which is hip hop and R&B sprinkled in there. But collaborate, try things, experiment. Don't be afraid to fail. Like fail and fail again and learn each time and get better every time. But continue to go for it and make sure your heart's in the right place. Always want to help people. I know there's things that happen that'll discourage you from working with other people, and everybody takes that loss where it's like, oh, if I just didn't try to help so much. Don't let that hold you back from helping the next person. Don't withhold information because you're afraid someone's going to get ahead of you. If that person gets ahead of you, they might remember that you gave them that information and help you get farther than you were going to go by yourself. Collaboration is key. Network, and love what you do and love who you do it with.
Great words. Thank you, Tone, so much for being with me tonight. This was an absolute pleasure to be with you. And, of course, we will see you in the next interview.
All right. See you soon.